Well, the situation in Marrakesh is really one of apprehension. The big kind of main street that I'm standing on now is lined with people sleeping on the floor. Entire families have left their homes. I've been speaking to a few of them for the last hour or so, and they say very clearly, we are not confident that we can go home. We are too scared about aftershocks and tremors. We're worried that our houses won't stand the test of another earthquake or another aftershock. And that's certainly the picture across Marrakesh. We've seen thousands of people lining the streets, sleeping on the floor, sleeping in their cars. All these cars that you see behind me aren't usually here. They're actually parked up here with people in them, with food, with water, waiting the night out. It's been over 24 hours since that first earthquake hit, but certainly a lot of apprehension, a lot of people saying this is the worst earthquake, not just in my lifetime or in my parents' lifetime, but in my grandparents' lifetime. And there's a real concern for those older generations as well who can't get around quite so well. I saw an older gentleman just a few minutes ago in a wheelchair with his 2-year-old granddaughter on his laps. That is the situation. People do not feel safe in their homes, and so they are lining the streets, stocking up and waiting it out until they hear more, or at least are told that it's safe to go back home. So really the sense of a city on eggshells and a very big apprehension for the residents in here in Marrakesh.
It's the early hours of the morning there. Is there a sign of rescue efforts continuing at all?
Yeah, well, you can see it certainly at Marrakesh Airport. You can see a lot of cargo planes, a lot of military planes, a lot of military equipment being brought in from other parts of Morocco and being ferried up towards the Atlas Mountains. Certainly bits of Marrakesh will be of concern. We heard from UNESCO in particular saying they were putting together a plan to help with the repair of heritage sites, many of which are here in Marrakesh. The historic red walls around the city have been damaged in parts. We've seen footage of that on social media. And so there's certainly a concern about rebuilding not just the lives that were lost and the lives that were broken, the families of those victims, but also rebuilding historical heritage of the city of Marrakesh and of Morocco more generally, and certainly a lot of support being offered from the international community as well.
And what about the global response effort in the wake of this devastation? Have you started to see signs that international efforts are on the ground there, or are they yet to come?
Well, they're not on the ground yet because they haven't been given the green light by the Moroccan government as of yet. That is the big question. When will the Moroccan government say, yes, you can come through? What we have seen, what we have heard is a lot of well wishes from the international community and a lot of mobilizing, a lot of equipment and support being sent over and being on the way, notably from neighboring Algeria, which broke diplomatic ties with Morocco 2 years ago. They're saying they will allow humanitarian flights to go through their airspace, humanitarian goods to travel through their territory, and also offering their support. So there's a lot of effort being mobilized, but we're still waiting on the Moroccan government to give the green light, and that should happen in the next few hours.